Hey everyone, my name is Ellen and welcome to my YouTube channel. More specifically, my booktube channel. Happy to be here. In today's video, we're going to do a October wrap up and then go over what I plan to read in November. So super simple, easy video, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. If you hear any of my pets in the background, I apologize, but I can't really take them out of the room. So let's get into the video. Book number one was How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. I think this book took a little bit too long to get going, but when she did enter into the Fae world, it really just took off from there. I don't know if I'm the only one who thought this, but when she was entering into their world, it really reminded me of the movie Arthur and the Invisibles. I don't know why, but that's what I felt, and I'm not complaining because I really love that movie, but that's just the vibe I got. This is kind of enemies to lovers to enemies again? I'm not sure. There was a huge plot twist at the end of the book, which I really liked. However, it reminded me of why I don't like to read books that are not a complete series, because I have zero patience and I don't like to wait a long time for books to come out. But thankfully, I think the second one comes out in January or February, so I don't have to wait that long. Number two that I read in October was Jinxed. I almost forgot what book it was. Jinxed by Tori Heat. It is a paranormal why choose romance. I wouldn't say it's too paranormal though, but that's, I think, the genre that it pushes into. You've got 1 FMC and 3 MMCs. It's a very spicy book, really quick read. It doesn't have a third act breakup, which I loved, and you have a cursed house, so I don't want to give too much away, but it was a good fast read. I'm a big why choose romance gal. I love why choose. Anything why choose I think I'm gonna like, so if you like why choose, I would highly recommend it. What was book number 3? I have to look. Hold on. Book number 3 was One Touch by Lena Hendricks. It is part of the Sullivan family series. It is I guess a grumpy sunshine. You've got brother's best friend. I wouldn't say like true enemies to lovers, but more of annoying, like you annoy me to lovers. What was that? What is that? There's a trope for that probably, right? I'm not sure, but I don't know what it is, but that's what it is. You've got home renovations on this one, and I wouldn't say there's like a third act breakup. It's more of a pause, but it's not a complete third act breakup. Yeah, really good read, highly recommend. I would give this one a 5 simply because it was very entertaining. I thought it was well written. The tropes are good. It was just, you know, yeah. Okay, moving on. So book, I don't even know what number I'm on. What number am I on? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on book 4. So book 4 was Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate. Is the second book in the Salacious Club series. This one was a little taboo. It has a MMC who catches his stepsister as a cam girl, and instead of calling her out on it, he decides to go to his family's cabin and kind of see where it goes with her. You still have the famous Salacious Players Club involved. I think I would probably give this one, I'd say like a 4.5 out of 5 because of that stepbrother stepsister thing. It's taboo. It didn't bug me, but it was still kind of strange. Okay, in book 5 we've got Tell Me to Stop by Charlotte Bird. Nothing really happened in this book. It's more of a short story, and there's like a small excerpt of, I guess, what's to happen in the future, and that was kind of the only like spice in this book. It was a very fast read, so I think I read this in maybe a day. If you can see how I mean, you could easily get this done in a day. I think this could have probably been pushed together with, I guess, maybe the second book. I want to read the second book because I want to know what happens. So in this book, she gets an offer to pay off her debt and just has to go to Hawaii and meet this billionaire, and that's kind of all we get. We don't really get to know too much about the MMC. You do get a lot of information on the FMC and her relationship with her mother, which affects her relationship with herself. So I think maybe we might need that background for the second book. I'm not sure, but I feel like both books could have been pushed together. But I will read the second one, and if I don't like the second one, then I will probably ex-nay this entire series. But wasn't horrible. It just seemed more of like a short story that, again, could have been combined with the second book. Okay, book 6, we've got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. 5 stars, guys. This was great. Small town romance. We again have that brother's best friend, kind of forbidden love, reformed bad boy. She comes home, something happened to her, she's a barrel racer, comes home and befriends Luke, who is, again, reformed bad boy, and they just fall in love, and it's great, it's cute. Yeah, again, 5 out of 5. 5-star read. I know that the second book involves her older brother, I believe the middle brother, and a woman who's from the city, so I can't read that one. I think it already came out. I think it came out in October, maybe. So I'm gonna pick that one up probably for November, and we will continue with this family and see what other things happen. All right? Okay. Okay, so for book 7, we have The Butcher and the Bard by, is it Ellie? Oh, it's J.E. Harder. I thought it was an L. J.E. Harder. This book is a mix between The Witcher and Throne of Glass. So if you liked The Witcher show and you have read Throne of Glass and you like both of those, I would definitely recommend this. There's not a whole lot of spice in it. It is definitely more of a friendship growing that towards the end, you're getting those sparks. It is not a super fast-paced book, or at least for me it wasn't. I felt that you really kind of needed it to be a little bit slower so that you can really understand their pasts that each individuals have, and this new friendship that they're now growing, they're starting to trust each other, and they're starting to like one another, and I appreciated that it wasn't rushed. I really appreciated that in this book. I'm excited to read book 2. Again, I don't think this isn't complete, because the second one I don't think has come out. Maybe it has come out, but again, I don't think the series is complete. I don't know. Is it complete? I don't think so. Okay, if it isn't, again, this is why I don't like to read complete series, because this kind of left off on a cliffhanger and I have 0 patience. So I'm gonna double check. I don't think the second one is out yet, but I still would recommend picking this up and reading it. But if you don't have patience, maybe just wait till the second book is out, because I think once you get to the end of this one, you're gonna immediately want to dive into the second book like me. I would give this a 5, hands down 5 out of 5. Again, there's not a whole lot of spice in it, but don't let that stop you from reading it, because it is a great adventure book, and you'll appreciate the fact that it is slow paced in the romance department, I think. Pick it up, you won't regret it. So now we've got book 8. Is it book? I think it's book 8 that we're on. We have Defy the Night by Bridget Kimmerer. This kind of gave off Robin Hood vibes for me, at least. I really did enjoy both the MMC, FMC. Without telling too much, there is a sickness that comes over the land. They go out at nighttime and give people, I don't want to say like it's an antidote, but it is what is needed to fight this disease. If I had to give it stars, I would give it a 5 out of 5, because it was easy to read, caught my attention very quickly, and I really liked the chemistry between the MMC and the FMC. For book 9, we've got Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This book follows 2 doctors. They end up having a fake relationship. You've got, I think, a really good outlook on anxiety. It was kind of comical, but very relatable as well if you suffer from anxiety. I think everything that the MMC describes is pretty spot on when you have anxiety. The overthinking and ruminating part, at least. I'm gonna give this a 5 because it was a great read. I would say the spice is maybe at like a 2.5, but I didn't really need it to enjoy the book. There is a weird 3rd act breakup. That's the only, I think, issue that I had with the book, but I still am giving it a 5 because it was a phenomenal read. If you have anxiety, I think you'll relate to the MMC in this book. Again, the characters are great and they mesh really well together. What are we on, 10? 10, 11? I'm not sure. I only have one more after this, so. We've got Legend of the Huntress by Kay, is it Goodwin or Godwin? Or, it's Godin. My gosh. I'm just butchering the author's name here. Legend of the Huntress, 5 out of 5 so far. I'm almost done with it, okay? I've got like maybe 30-ish pages left, so I'm including this in October. Again, you've got a sickness that's coming over the land, and you have a young woman who goes out to basically find a cure for her village. She meets a lichen, and then the story blossoms from there without telling too much. If you like werewolves, you'll enjoy this read a lot. I would say like werewolf vampire vibes, and yeah, you'll like this. It's spicy, it's not obnoxiously spicy, but I enjoyed the relationship between the FMC and MMC. I'm excited to continue to read the story because I really enjoy lichens. If you ever watched The Underworld, Rise of the Lichens, it's where my love started, probably, not Twilight. And the last book that I read in October, and this was for my book club, was The Only One Left by Riley Sager. So this was a redeemable book for me for Riley Sager because the one previously we read...
2 hours later.
What was the name? What was the name? What was the name of it?
6.5 hours later.
I got it. The House Across the Lake, to me, was a total disaster. And I know that a lot of people feel the same way about that book. It had a really weird turn that I just didn't like. If you read it, you know what weird turn that I'm talking about. It didn't fit. It is a thriller, so if you like thriller books, I would recommend picking this up. This is a redeemable book, like I said. You have a young woman who is assigned to an older woman who is known in their town for killing her whole family. The story kind of evolves from there, where she's figuring out what really happened. I loved the ending. You know, to me, it was a 5 out of 5 for thriller. It was good. It was a really good read. And I'm really happy because the last Riley Sager book, again, was not good. So my book club is going to be this week. So we'll see what everyone else says. But I think everyone's gonna say yes if they enjoyed it. Okay, that's it. We're finished with the books that I read in October. Now we can go over what I will be reading in November, and I have to get my phone for this, so bear with me. So of course we're gonna read Fourth Wing. All right, we're gonna read the second book in the Legend of the Huntress series, second book in the Defy the Night series. I think I wanna read the second I say the Done and Dusted series, but the second book to go with that. Oh, I know what else I'm going to be reading. Furl, it's Alchemy Book 1. So I'm going to read that. I'm going to read My Duty to You by Alyssa Martin. I do plan to read the third book in the Legend of the Storm series. So if you haven't read that series and you like Fourth Wing, I would say that you'd probably like this series. You have a family of, they call themselves Dreki, which are dragons, and they actually transform into the dragons, and each book follows a different person in the family, but it's all surrounded by one central story. The second book in the series I really enjoyed. The first one was good, but the second one was even better. So I'm really hoping the third one is good too, and I think it's going to be because the MMC is that darker, morally gray character that we all love, so I think I'm really going to enjoy that one. So that's on the list as well. I plan to read Hitch by Lauren Beale. That's going to be one. I've heard good things about it, so I think I'm going to read it. I am going to read the second book in the Tell Me series. We'll see if that one's any better. I hope it is, because the first one, again, it's not like it was bad, just I feel like they could have been done together. And I think that is it for now. I will probably add more books to this as I get, you know, going and reading. We'll see what I actually get through, which I will probably get through everything and then add on more. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I will probably post what I'm currently reading. If I add anything else to the list, that's where I will post. So that's pretty much it. So hopefully you have stuck around. Hopefully you read some of these books with me for next month. If you want, you can give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will try and post as many videos as I can. I don't know. I can't just do like one video a month. We'll see what other videos I can get into. My dog has been snoring this whole video, so if you have heard him in the background, I apologize. I'll link everything that I read this month, and then I will also link the books that I plan to read for next month as well. So, all right, I think that's it. I don't really know how to close out this video. Kind of awkward, but okay. Bye.